Hey, how's it going, guys? We are live here. Today, we just thought we'll get on. We'll kind of introduce yourself. I'm Saren from Music Masters.
And I'm Eric.
Yep. And we have a platform called Music Masters where we help artists with reaching their goals. You know, growing fans, reaching out to just getting growth basically with their music. And so we have a platform that kind of guides artists through all of that. And so as we just thought we're going to start doing these live. We might do it daily. We'll see how much we can fit in. But we're going to try to do more live calls and kind of explain different strategies out there. So we've been looking at different artists. One of the things that really works for us is when we analyze how other artists do run their marketing campaigns. A lot of that gives us a lot of strategies that we can pull from, gives us a lot of information, that gives us ideas on how to go market other artists that we're working on. So we're always analyzing other artists. We're looking at different strategies out there, different things that artists do and why they do it, why they didn't do it this way. Some of the best ways to get different tactics for yourself or any artist you're working with. So we came across this video that you want to talk a little bit about it, Eric?
Yeah, so this is the first one. We're going to kind of talk a little bit about the pros and cons of this, and we posted it on our Instagram. You can go watch it there as well, but it's basically T-Pain, the rapper T-Pain. He tells a story about turning down $900,000 from a record label for less money to work with Akon. So I'm going to play that sound bit, and then we're going to kind of dissect that and the benefits, the pros and cons of that. So let's check it out.
Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Akon was signed to Interscope Records.
Right.
And Interscope Records offered me a $900,000 signing bonus.
Which is crazy.
As a 18-year-old, what? That sounds crazy. At this very moment, I have no power in my house. We can't pay for gas to get to the airport to fly to Interscope Records. They're offering us these things. And I went to Akon, and Akon said, bro, I got 20 grand and a career. I can guarantee, I'll give you 20 grand. I know it's not a lot of money, but I guarantee you're gonna have a career and not just a song.
And at that time, Akon wasn't seen as a mogul,
Right.
So you really took a gamble.
Absolutely,
That's a big
the
gamble.
way he was talking, it was like, when I went to all these companies, they was like, I love this song. What can we do? Can we get another song? Can we do this song? And Akon was like, I love you. I love what you're doing. And I want to make sure you have a long career.
Wow.
He was the only person talking like that.
All right, guys. So obviously, it paid off for T-Pain. A lot of people probably know who T-Pain is now. He's been up for a ton of awards. He's started his own record label, and he's come out with, he's platinum songwriter, hit maker.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Saren?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, when you're a new artist and a record label comes and says, hey, we want to sign you, we'll give you $900,000, let's get this going. The reason he decided not to go with the $900,000 and decided to go with Akon offering $20,000, which is way less, is because he focused on the one thing that differentiated for him was Akon kept talking about him as the artist and not just a song. As an artist, you can put out music. You're going to put out music throughout your career, right? You're going to have singles that come out. You're going to have some that do okay. You're going to have maybe one that's a hit. Maybe you have many more that's a hit. But really, it's people connect to you and the fans connect to you and as a person, right? They first connect to your music, but then it leads into this connection to you as a person. And that's what really makes your career, because a song has a lifespan and then it's gone, Some of it, there are songs that are timeless that people connect to for a long time, but at the end of the day, that leads them to the connection to the artist and what the artist has to say. So I think it's really interesting approach that he made the right move, because that label would have given him $900,000, and really when a label gives you an advance of $900,000, I'm not sure if there's a signing bonus or an advance, but if it was an advance, like you have to pay that back. That's not money. That's like a loan. That's like taking out a loan. Okay. Anything you go out and you you don't have to pay it back like a loan, but it's still like any money you go and make, you have to recoup that before you see a dime. So it's still your money. It's almost like you're taking an advance on the money that you're going to make, right?
Yeah.
That's what an advance is. So it's not really anything of, it sounds exciting. It sounds like, oh yeah, I want to, just got $900,000. I should go sign with them. But he went with Akon, who was like, I'm gonna give 20,000, but I'm gonna build you and believe in you as an artist. And that's a big thing, is like, you got to look at yourself as an artist, and that the brand of the artist is more important than one song.
Yeah.
You might have songs that do okay, and that's fine. You're gonna get some fans. You get those fans, you move on till you keep putting out songs till you get that one song that kind of boosts your career, right, and gets you going. And then you want, the goal is to keep getting those big songs. But that doesn't mean you don't grow. Like, a lot of people think if they don't, and labels especially, this is how they function. If you don't have a hit song, they kind of feel like it's a failure, and we don't look at it that way. We think every song is really a stepping stone. You know, you're gonna have these small stepping stones, but you keep piling them up, you're gonna keep working your way up.
Yeah,
right?
well, nowadays too, it's like, I like to tell artists their music's almost like their business card, right?
Yep.
It's like a marketing tool now.
Yeah.
Music is more of a marketing tool, right?
Yeah.
And that's how people get to know you, and then they go and spend money and become a fan, and they go to your concerts, and they buy your merch, and they do this and that. So that's how it is. I don't know if anyone's familiar with, there's an artist named Russ, and he's pretty big. He's an independent artist, and I actually caught this on Twitter the other day.
Yeah.
He kind of goes off about this, and keep in mind, guys, we're not anti-label at all.
Not
Like,
yeah.
we're buddies with a bunch of people at labels. I'm all for labels if they work, and we go into that. That's kind of like our philosophy on that. But Russ here, he talks about kind of the finances of that, and you know, if you're with a manager, if you have a business manager, guys, if you get that advance, you're not getting all of that money, right? First of all, you got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Second of all, if you have a manager taking 20%, there's 20% gone. If you have a business manager managing your money, there's another 5% gone. You know, he talks about, and you guys can go on Russ's, he posted this 24 hours ago. He had a bunch of Twitter. It's kind of a rant, but I think it's definitely worth, you know, reading about it.
Yeah.
You know, it says, basically, it's not all what it appears to be. And then a lot of these people who get these advances, they go buy all this jewelry, or they live this lavish lifestyle, and they can't afford it, guys. So even if you do get that advance, if T-Pain would have got that, you have to spend that really wisely. You have to, like, it's not like $900,000 ends up being like maybe $300 in your pocket.
Yeah. And even if that, like, and that, what you don't realize is you're not going to see a dime from anything else till that 900,000 is paid off. So you got to make that 300,000 last now, maybe 3 to 5 years, maybe longer. Now you're talking about, you know, it's a regular paycheck. You can't go live wild. You got to, especially if you have a family. He said he had a family or whatever. You know, that's nothing. If you're making $80,000 or $60,000 a year, you can't feed a big family, and you know. So, but coming back to the music side of things, I think it's smart that he focused on, you know, building his artist career rather than just this one song. We rely so much on one song being the end all, and don't get me wrong, we're all about, you got to have great songs. You got to write, you know, everyone wants to write a hit, right?
Yeah.
Like that's so important, but you have to focus on what is building my career, what is the work that I'm doing that's, even if it's small steps, I'm taking those steps upward. Even if it's small songs that don't blow up, I'm taking that step upward. Even when you're not releasing songs, that's another thing we talk about. A lot of artists, when they're not releasing songs, they feel like they're not growing. They're not doing anything for growth, and you can't be that. Like, you can't function as a business that way. You gotta constantly be growing, and you gotta do things in between songs to get fans. And if you're not doing that, you're going to be working really, really slow and not getting very far.
And you know, who knows? I mean, we could be looking at the same video opposite. Well, I mean, what if? Well, we wouldn't know who T-Pain was if it wouldn't have worked out. But maybe it would have been. It didn't work out, and he would have went the other way. And you know, man, I should have taken that $900,000. I should have went with Interscope. But I think he trusted his gut. He trusted, you know, he trusted the vision of Akon, and not just, you know, we're gonna pump this one song.
Yeah.
In a hit and miss. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and there's something special about it. Like, I know a lot of people get very, you know, they look at labels as being like the answer to everything, but really labels, they're a big company, right? They're looking at the best artist that's going to win, and they're putting fuel into that, right? So one of the things going with Akon is, you know, and this is a good philosophy we tell when you're looking for managers. A lot of people want to go and work with the big manager, and like find sometimes the best manager, you know, someone who's fresh, new, who's obsessed with your music, who's young, but really cares about your stuff. Because even when you go with a big label like Interscope, unless you have an A&R guy that's obsessed with you and really wants to like go to bat for you, you're not a whole lot's gonna happen. That being said, you know, I still think there's a strategy behind it. Like I think some of the best ways to grow is signing a label deal. You just have to know how to use it right. You got to know how to, you know, like leverage that step in a really strategic way to drive growth for yourself. And if you do that, it's almost guaranteed that you can grow and not be another artist that's just sitting stuck, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's pretty much it for today, guys. That's just what we wanted to discuss with you guys. If you guys don't know, we actually, you know, just launched a music masters platform, guys. This is going to be huge. Like for your career, we really want to change artists' lives. Basically, it's going to take you through the steps of, you know, increasing streams, increasing revenue. How do you monetize things? How do you think about your being an artist as a business, right? So this is going to be great, guys. It's only going to grow more and more and more. We're going to push this thing in this next year. It's going to become huge. If you guys want to know, do you want to say anything more about it?
No, yeah, that's it. We know you can go to our website. You can find out it's musicmasters.co. That's musicmasters with an S.co. You can go there and find out more information. Again, it's one of those things we kind of put it together because so many artists we work with. They don't know what to do. They're confused. There's so many different options. We kind of lay out a blueprint and a plan that makes it easy for you to figure out. That being said, it's not cookie cutter. It's not like everyone doing the same thing. It just gives you the right stuff. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more of these live things. You know, reach out to us if you have any questions about that. But we're going to do a lot more live content. We're going to be coming out with I think we're launching a podcast soon, and the podcast is going to have a ton of value that you're going to get out of it. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, feel free to leave in the comments. We see some comments in there. It's hard for us to read, but we'll respond to stuff online for sure when you just DM us or message us. All right, guys, thanks a lot.